You know, I've heard these predictions of Bitcoin could go up to $1 million, could go up to 7 million. Not this year. I heard it can go up to 300,000 at the end of this year. 100,000. I mean, it's at 51,000 right now. I think the expectation, and it is a bubble, and it will go back down. I think it'll go back up after it goes down. Um, when people say, it can go up to 1 million, but what will it be in 10 years at 1 million? Yeah, it could be 1 million, but $1 million is a lot less than it was 20 years ago, a lot less than it was 50 years ago. Um, what is the actual buying power of a dollar? Um, if you go to a McDonald's and you want to buy not a cheap burger, not a piece of crap burger off of the old dollar menu, but you get their Big Mac. What is that? $7 for that? Back in the day, you could get, from what I hear, you can get a burger for like 10 cents. They used to have penny candy. How worthless is a penny nowadays? Um, I don't even like change. I Quarters are fine, I guess. I mean, I don't like to have too many of them, but I mean, my whole point is, people were making these predictions. Oh, gold could go up to 50,000. Yeah, well, what about inflation? You know, um, they, in order to keep people working, you're gonna have to pay them more. So, people might be, the standard is, what is the standard? People who are poor are below the poverty line, and this is different wherever you live in America. Obviously, where I live, well, okay, let's take Alabama or Mississippi. Those are the lowest. Those are the poorest states when it comes to average income. So somebody there, the average income of poverty probably is like under 20,000 a year. Maybe, I don't know, 25, 20,000, right? So if you're making 30, 35,000, you're probably living pretty decent in these areas. Now, you make 35,000 a year or even 20,000 thousand dollars a year in New York or Los Angeles, you're going to live on the streets because you're not going to afford anything. All your money would go to lodging. You would starve to death. So you're going to live on the streets. And a lot of people there do. So let's just say, you know, the average for America overall is probably, like, the poverty level is probably under 35,000, right? Um and mind you, when they want to go ahead and make $15 an hour nationwide, see, it's different everywhere. Even $15 an hour is not enough in Los Angeles. They need to be making $25 an hour if they're going to have a minimum wage anyway. So, people make more money, right? With inflation, they're going to have to raise people's pay. So the standard of living will go up to, and mind you, I think they're trying to make everybody poor and keep people who are wealthy, and they're manipulating things, whether it's finances or elections or stock market. Well, they want to prevent you from working hard and getting up to the next level, um, by making pay higher taxes. So going forward, somebody who would make 50,000 is good on a single level, right? Raising a family on 50,000 is You can do it. I'm saying overall in America. This is just overall. You can do it, but it's going to be extremely hard. And whoever you're with is going to have to be very accepting because nowadays everything's superficial. And most people, most females, they're not going to be happy with the lower level of living. You know, they want to have their name brand stuff. They want to have their kids having name brand stuff. They want to have a new car. You're both going to have a car that's going to be super expensive. And kids are expensive anyway. So, the standard of living in 10 years, and you know how it is 50,000 right now. And maybe like 60 years ago, it was, I don't know, you could buy a car for like a brand new car for $5,000 or something like that. Maybe it was 15,000. Well, you know, giving how they're printing out money like there's no tomorrow, and they're gonna continue to put more debt onto our system, which it's just gonna cause inflation. Um, you could be making the average person to live the lifestyle like I'm living now, like 50,000, 300,000. You see what I'm saying? Like the buying power will go down. A millionaire isn't what a millionaire was back in the day. You know, that was standard. I want to be a millionaire. Well, that doesn't really mean much anymore, and especially going forward, that's not going to mean much. Um, Having hundreds of millions of dollars, that's more along the lines of 20 years ago being a millionaire. It's having double digits in millions, not just a million. You know, especially with housing prices and stuff going up. Um, See, that's the whole thing is what is your buying power? You can give us all, you know, our standard of living can keep going up, but I'm just going to be paying more. I'm just going to be paying more of this fiat currency for whatever, if for my power, for my water, for groceries, for lodging. I mean, and that's why I really dig Bitcoin, because they can't make any more of it. Their mining comes to an end one day. They can't, and that's it. It's a scarce resource, and they can keep printing out money and and keep inflating things, and it's not really doing anything. Um, yeah, so that's what I think. It's just because something is gonna go up to, maybe possibly go up to $1 million like Bitcoin. What is your buying power with that? You know, um, it's listen. I'm not an economist. I just like to. I'm a critical thinker. That's what I am. I'm a very critical thinker, and things just don't make sense in this reality. And it's like when people are like at a party. Our society's at a party right now, and people are just living it up. And then a hangover is going to be coming. It has to. I mean, that's reality. A hangover comes when you party like there's no tomorrow, and you just drink and drink and drink. I don't care who you are. You're gonna suffer somewhat the next day. You're gonna have at least a headache. Oh, I don't. I'm so cool, man. Look at me. I never had a hangover in my life, but I can drink 5 gallons of alcohol. It's like, okay, you're cool, man. You're cool, dude. You can drink a lot, and you're immune to hangovers. I guess you got superpowers for that's amazing. Anyway, yeah. So it just because something seems good on paper today doesn't mean tomorrow it'll mean the same.